and welcome to Game of the Week, as always from St. Joseph's School here in Dryden, Ontario. This week we've got the 8th seed Stealth taking on the 4th seed Lumberjacks with only 2 games to go before the Sanders Cup playoffs begin. Liam Jones leading the scoring group at 31, his sister captain of the Lumberjacks with 26 goals, and 3 Stealth skaters well within the hunt, Luke, Raleigh, and Alex. We'll take you now live down to Mr. Skillen and Mr. Norino.
And we're here for another Game of the Week. It's Mr. Skillen.
And Mr. Norino.
And we're here to set up the lineups today and talk a little bit about each team.
All right, so one thing that we should note is the last time that we spoke about the Stealth, they may have been a very different team. Mr. Skillen, they have reformed, merging 2 teams together. A lot of different scores from both of those teams. What are they going to do to crawl out of the cellar?
Well, since they put together this new team, the Stealth have not lost the game, and they are making a move up the ranks. And they also got another big scorer, Alex Whitowitz, and Raleigh Tardif is another one, and then they got a young Adam McCory, a rookie this year, who seems to be doing a lot of damage as well.
Yeah, we'll be talking about him a little bit later in the quiz as we discuss this year's Calder Cup race.
That's right, and we can't forget about their goaltender, Quinton Hollywood Damon, very flashy, very energetic type goaltender.
And what about the Lumberjacks, Mr. Skillen? Obviously, they are in 4th place for some good reason.
Well, the Lumberjacks have a dynamic scorer in Julia Jones, but they also got some good hustling, hard-working players, Cooper Groves and Xander Woods. And not to mention their backstop is one of the best in the league, Bryn Montgomery.
Well, we better send it down to rink level.
Bryn, you played in the All-Star game last week. How is this going to affect the way you play with your teammates today?
Not at all. We're going to do some teamwork. We're going to work hard and get the job done. Come out with a nice win.
Okay.
W.
Good luck out there.
And welcome to Game of the Week. I'm Mr. Norino.
And I'm Mr. Skillen.
And we're joined here watching the Stealth play the Lumberjacks, 4th seed versus 8th seed. Mr. Skillen, what do we got in the way of lineup today? How's it looking for the Lumberjacks?
The Lumberjacks have Bryn Montgomery playing goals, Julia Jones, their leading goal scorer. They got Cooper Groves and Xander Woods.
And for the Stealth, we've got 3 skaters that are in the hunt for the scoring championship, as well as Adam McCory, who is just picking up a few points in the last couple of games. We've got Captain Luke Turcotte, MVP from the All-Star game last week, Alex, and Raleigh. Quinton Damon between the pipes. 40 seconds gone here in the first. And one quick shot has already come to Bryn, and she batted it away with ease. And there's Raleigh trying to take a stab at it. Referee for today, Kaya Fultz.
The Lumberjacks have their work cut out for them this week. Stealth is a powerful squad. They got some big shooters, Luke Turcotte, Alex Whitowitz, like to pin the other team in deep and keep the pressure on them. So it's going to be difficult, and the key to success for the Lumberjacks is going to be getting it out of their zone.
And as we know, score and win, your chance to win $1 million. Mr. Skillen, who do we have this week?
This week we have FHL alumnus Kyle Zachary.
Kyle Zachary, Dryden's own. This young man played about 10 years ago and is now living up in Sulicote. I'm told he watches our show, or at least he did last week, and made a comment on it in Facebook. So $1 million if Julia scores only once tonight. We're looking for the high scorer on this team to net 1, and he's going to be $1 million richer.
Good luck, Kyle.
A lot of pressure here. Stealth, completely different team, night and day since that amalgamation of the Stealth and the Cruisers about a month ago. Got Luke, got Raleigh, and are still in last place, but are really turning into a powerhouse on the court.
Big hit by Julia on Adam McCory in the corner, but Adam bounces right up and keeps on going. He's like a Timex watch, that little guy. Takes a licking and keeps on ticking.
Adam chasing the puck here, deep in the Lumberjacks' end, and there's a shot by Raleigh, and he buries it. Kind of a floater, but it goes by Bryn. Here only 2.5 minutes into the first half of the game.
That's that pressure I was talking about. Self gets it in deep, pounds on a few people, gets it out to the front of the net, and Raleigh finishes it off.
It looks like Carson Bebo, GM of the Bruins, is running general manager duty today for the Stealth, or at least he's the bench boss, keeping an eye out, running that. Whoa, there's another goal!
Luke Turcotte. Big sniper.
Luke Turcotte picked up honors in the FHL All-Star game. He won MVP. Didn't get a chance to talk to him. And one programming note we should make. Starting next week, we've got Coach's Corner with Mr. Rush and Mr. Stansfield after the first half. So, game of the week next week, make sure you're tuned in for Coach's Corner.
Definitely looking forward to that. Welcome them to the telecast.
Puck frozen here by Quinton. 6 minutes and 40 seconds left in the game.
Quinton Hollywood Damon playing goal for the Stealth. They call him Hollywood because of his flashy style in between the pipes.
There's another quick save by Q. And Bryn goes to cover it up with Raleigh keeping the pressure on. Smart move by Bryn. 2 goals down, not even halfway through the game yet. Mr. Skillen, what do the Lumberjacks have to do other than get that ball to Julia to score? How are they going to get back in this game?
Well, they got to play tight around the zone here, tight in their own zone. They got to get chip pucks out, get them in deep, and then try and get their own little forecheck going against the Stealth.
And we are looking for the quiz coming up here. Next stoppage in play. We might be going for a TV timeout here. Coming up, it's the quiz with Mr. Skillen and Mr. Norino. And it's time for the Game of the Week quiz, brought to you as always by a sponsor who owes us money. Mr. Skillen, what's the question this week on the quiz?
This week is who's going to win the Calder Trophy?
Rookie of the Year, anybody in grade 6 or younger is available to win this trophy. Now, there are quite a few grade 6s in our league this year, Mr. Skillen, but who are our front runners right now?
Well, right now I'd have to say the front runner would probably be Brandon Gustafson. He's leading all rookie scores with 18 goals, very high number. And then you got his brother Carter coming in right behind him at 8 goals. Solid Ryder Paquette with 8, and Adam McCory is in there with 7. But all of them play a very unique hard work and style, so they all seem to be eligible.
So there are a few grade 6 students that have 6 goals, 5 goals. We're going 7 all the way up. What do you think? Who's going to win the Calder Cup? FHL Nation. Tweet to SJS FHL Calder. And we're trending worldwide, Mr. Skillen. Looks like we got a lot of people in Taiwan tweeting us with what they think. They like Xander.
Yeah.
All right. But Xander's not even... Yeah, seriously, you guys? No, it's Brandon, Carter, Ryder, or Adam. There we go.
Xander was a write-in candidate. They've heard us talk about him and his hard work and style.
Sichuan province. So looks like Brandon's running away with it right now. And anybody you want to...
Well, I mean, obviously Brandon would be the odds-on favorite right now with 18 goals, but these other guys have contributed big time to their teams. Carter, Ryder, and Adam all play a very important role on each of their teams. They may not have the goals, but they got the assists. They got a lot of other things that work in their favor, their defensive game, and their hard work and style.
Looks like what you have to say is pretty much the same. Brandon, with 68% of the tweets coming in, is going to win our Calder Trophy. Well, that's it for us, and we're going to head right on back down for the last 5 and a bit. And welcome back. That was a lot of information to fit into a very small segment there, Mr. Skillen. Thanks for your input.
Another interesting quiz.
Just over 5 minutes left here in the game. Kaya running it back into the stealth end for a face-off in zone orange.
Draws will be big. A lot of scoring happens off of draws in this league. With the tight confines, there's a chance to win the draw and you get a good opportunity to score.
Bryn wrestling with it. The puck was loose under her mitts. And there's Cooper with a big shot towards the net, trying to dump it in and give Julia some chances. 2 big shots. Bryn saves them both.
Raleigh seems to be on his game today, getting lots of opportunities there. Already potted one and keeping the pressure on, looking for another.
Raleigh Tardif opened up the scoring in the FHL All-Star game, I believe, getting the first goal for Team Liam Jones and getting them on the quick win, or the quick run towards winning the 2nd annual All-Star game. Having trouble getting the puck out of the Lumberjacks' end here. Only 4:46 to go.
Cooper Groves in on the forecheck. That's what they'll have to do. Chip it out, get a forecheck.
There's Raleigh. Back checking, keeping pressure in the neutral zone. And a big shot by Big Al. And he buries it to put the Stealth up 3-0 just over halfway through this game.
I don't know what the stats are, but Al must lead the league from goals being scored on his own side of half. He has a big, heavy shot. He's pumped a few from there in some of our telecasts.
And as you know, you cannot score on a slap shot in our league, just due to the fact that the goalies don't have the proper chest protectors and such. So Alex's shots are all wristers, they're all snapshots, but they've got enough momentum on them to make it all the way to bury it in the net. Smaller crowd than usual today.
It's warmer outside, so a lot of kids might be outside playing, taking advantage of the lovely weather.
And that weather is not going to come soon enough. As you know, the playoffs are starting week after next. We've got one more game of the week before the Sanders Cup first round begins, and you will hear the matchups. There's another snipe by Luke.
Turcotte. Another big, heavy shot. Well, that's the Stealth's motto. They're big fellas, and they can lean on that ball and really snap it in there. 4-0 now. The Lumberjacks have their work cut out for them. They're going to have to get some secondary scoring, not just rely on Julia. So Cooper Groves, Xander Wood's going to have to step up here and help her out.
Depending on the movement via the stats over the next week or so, these two could meet each other in the first round. As you know, the Stealth are at the bottom right now, but as it stands right now, if they keep this up, they could be 3 points in this game, 2 for the win, and 1 for the shutout. Could be Q's first shutout of the season.
And Quinton's looking solid in there.
Often does. He's deceiving. He's wiry, but he gets the job done.
Doesn't cover a lot of the net, but very dynamic in there. Makes those sprawling saves.
Big Al going for the puck just east of Bryn and wrestling for it here in the neutral zone. Only 2.5 minutes left in the game.
Cooper Groves working hard, gets one over to Xander there.
Xander looking for Julia. Julia, the go-to. The Lumberjacks playing without any subs today. They are actually, this is the team. They are down to 4 members, and that could be a problem down the stretch without anybody being able to rest for all of these 10-minute long games between now and the start of the playoffs. Playoff games will also be 10 minutes long, so once they get in, they're going to need to really pace themselves. Trade deadline opens up today, and the trade deadline closes on Tuesday, so they could pick up a free agent, they could trade away one of their players and get somebody on rental for the run up to the Cup final. Remains to be seen. These teams could look a lot different next week as they do right now.
Good news for them, they're all superior athletes in great condition, so they shouldn't have too much of a problem legging out the 10 minutes. It is a difficult grind, but if anyone can do it, they can.
Minute 35, still a very limited number of shots by the Lumberjacks, and there's one that Quinton freezes with only a minute 28 left to go.
Well, I don't want to jinx him, but he's a minute 26 from his first shutout of the season, so good luck to him. Hanging on for his last few ticks of the seconds.
And dumped down into the Lumberjacks' end, followed by Adam and Xander.
Adam, a goalie when he plays ice hockey, so he knows how important it is to have the shutout, so he's trying to keep it in his zone, and he ends up scoring a goal.
5-0 Stealth. The Stealth are running away with it. They haven't seen success like this all season long. It must be good for their confidence.
Dandy goal by Adam. And he peppers one out of play.
And it's Highlight thrown back onto the court. All the way back into the Stealth zone.
Adam's uncle, also an accomplished hockey player here in the Dryden area, played for the Ice Dogs.
There he is trying to get it out of their own end to save that 5-goal lead. Very short amount of time left. Referee Kaya going up on the stage. Not sure why. There she goes. Julia hacking at it. Battling Alex for that ball. And here comes Adam once again, looking for an opening out in front. Dumps it all the way back behind the net.
Here's an opportunity. Quinton comes up big, shuts the door with just seconds left to keep his shutout.
Quinton Damon shuts out the high-scoring Julia Jones here on Game of the Week. We'll be back next week. I've been Mr. Norino.
And I'm Mr. Skillen.
Keep your stick on the ice.